interview experience with immigration, there are some tips and the process and the documents you need to prepare. So after you got the notice, they listed all the documents you need to bring to the interview. Basically, it's pretty much the same with the documents you submitted with your I-485. So what are you prepared for I-485? You're gonna prepare the same thing with the interview. And when you go there, don't be too early, because the security guard need to check you. What's your time? And even though it's 15 minutes early, he will ask us to leave outside and to come back until 5 minutes early. So when 5 minutes early on that time, we went there and he checked my driver license and I noticed a piece of paper. He need to make sure I'm the right person and with the right time. And then we go through the checkpoint. We took everything out: wallet, documents, and phone and watch. And after the checkpoint, he wants us to wait in the waiting room. So we go through the checkpoint and go to the waiting room. There are a bunch of windows in front of the waiting room, and there's only one guy available, and he's the only one person over there. And he asked me to check my driver license and notice. And after he checked that thing, he leads us to sit in the living room. Oh, by the way, all those process you have to wear your mask, so mask all the time. And then he said some officers will come to get to you. And we wait in the waiting room. That day, not so many people, only me and my husband. We waited for 5 minutes, and officer came to the waiting room. He said, "Are you blah blah blah?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "Could you follow me?" And then we follow him. On the way to his office, we saw a bunch of other offices, and the door are open. You can literally see what's inside. I think that's probably because during the coronavirus, they need to make sure everyone's safe, so the door are open. And then we were in the office. The first question, he was kind of like interacting with us. He said, "How are you guys doing? Where do you guys live? And how is driving here?" Here is the tip. So because our car broke down outside the building, and we were like, our car literally just broke down outside the building. And he was like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." And he was like, "Hopefully this interview not that intense, and you guys can figure out a way home. If you see something really bad happen to you," and he tried to be very very kind, I guess. And then it's easier for the process. And then he tried to do the process, and he said, "How did you guys meet?" And we were like, we were being honest. How did we meet? And he tapped the same time on his computer and make sure he did the right thing. And then he asked, the second question he asked us, when did the relationship go into serious? And then my husband tell him, "Oh, how do I feel serious?" Something like that. And then the third question is, when did you guys started to think about marrying? Who proposed who? And then my husband was like, "Let me tell you who proposed who and where and blah blah blah." So my husband was kind of worried. I don't know. And then the next question is, who were there when you guys got married? So I answered this question as only my friends, because my husband from another state, and he doesn't have many friends in that state. And literally only two his friends were out of town that day, so only my friends were in the official wedding, I guess. And then my husband tried to explain, we had a wedding in North Carolina. My family were there. My family can prove. And then the officer, oh, okay. And then my husband was like, we tried to plan another wedding in my wife's hometown. And because during the coronavirus, we couldn't go back. So the officer was kind of believe it. And then he asked us, where do you guys live right now? So we tell him the address, and then it seems like he tried to fix the documents we initially submit. So he said, oh, where do you live? And then he write it down on that kind of documents. And then he asked me to sign on that piece of paper because he said, because right now you change your new location. So I updated all your documents, and I just want to make sure I got the right location. So he asked me to sign on that piece of paper. And after this, he was like, congratulations, you are officially permanent resident, and in 2 weeks you will get your official card. So it's pretty easy. The whole process takes like 10 minutes, I guess. Before the interview, I try to watch different videos and see what's other people's experience during the coronavirus season. And the thing is, I think if something really bad happened to you, and it's kind of like make the officer really kind to you, I guess. But anyway, I got my notice on that day. So I watched some videos. Some people got the notice after 2 weeks, after a month. Say you either admitted or you are not approved. So I guess our car broke down outside the buildings really help. Yeah, even though the car broke down outside the buildings really sucks. We live in another city. We need to figure out a way to go back to our home. But I guess that's a good thing. It helps a lot. I got my notice on that day. Let me know if you have any questions and leave the comment. I will try to help you. All those process I did by myself. I didn't ask a lawyer. I didn't pay anything. I watched some videos and I did all myself. If you want to know, I can share the videos I watched and how did I prepare all those documents.